Polynomial long division works just like long division with numbers, but instead of digits, we work with terms that contain variables. The best way to explain this is by looking at an example, so let's get right into it. Here, we want to divide x squared plus 3x plus 2 by x plus 1. Before we start dividing, we want to make sure that the polynomials are sorted by the degree of the exponents of each term. The terms with the higher exponents should go first. It looks like we're all set here, so let's continue. The first term of the dividend is x squared. We take this and divide it by the first term of the divisor, x. That gives us x. Now we multiply the divisor, x plus 1, by x. This gives us x squared plus x. We then subtract this expression from our dividend. The x squared cancels out, leaving us with 2x plus 2. Okay, now what can we multiply x by to make 2x? 2. So let's multiply x plus 1 by 2. This gives us 2x plus 2. Subtracting this from 2x plus 2, we get 0 as the remainder, so our quotient is x plus 2. To check our work, we can multiply our quotient and divisor together, which should give us the dividend. X times x is x squared, x times 2 is 2x, 1 times x is x, and 1 times 2 is 2. Combining like terms, we can add 2x and x together to get 3x. This is x squared plus 3x plus 2, which indeed equals the dividend, so we successfully found the quotient. But what if we don't get a perfect remainder? Let's try this one. Notice that the term for x to the power of 1, or x, is missing in the dividend. To keep track, let's insert 0x. This will make sense as we start dividing. The first term in the dividend is 5x cubed. What can we multiply x by to make this? 5x squared. So let's multiply our divisor by 5x squared. This would be 5x cubed plus 5x squared. Now let's subtract this from our dividend. The 5x cubed cancels out, and x squared minus 5x squared is negative 4x squared. Now what can we multiply by x to make negative 4x squared? Negative 4x. So let's multiply our divisor by negative 4x. This gives us negative 4x squared minus 4x. Now let's subtract. The negative 4x squared cancels out, and here's where the 0x comes in. What is 0x plus 4x? Well, it's just 4x. So now we have an expression, 4x minus 4. What can we multiply x by to make 4x? 4. So let's subtract 4 times x plus 1. 4x minus 4x is 0, and negative 4 minus 4 is negative 8. So now we have a negative 8 left over. If we put negative 8 over x plus 1, we see that it isn't really divisible. So we can write this as our remainder and put it at the end of our quotient. So our quotient is 5x squared minus 4x plus 4 minus 8 over x plus 1. Alright, let's check our work. If we got the right answer, we should be able to multiply our quotient by our divisor and get our dividend. Let's start this out by distributing x plus 1 to every term in the quotient. Now let's distribute the individual terms. 5x squared times x is 5x cubed. 5x squared times 1 is 5x squared. Negative 4x times x is negative 4x squared. Negative 4x times 1 is negative 4x. 4 times x is 4x. 4 times 1 is 4. And what is negative 8 over x plus 1 times x plus 1? Since we're multiplying x plus 1, we can move it into the numerator. Now we can clearly see that the x plus 1 in the numerator and the x plus 1 in the denominator can cancel out, leaving us with negative 8. Awesome. Now let's combine our terms. 5x squared minus 4x squared is x squared. Negative 4x plus 4x is 0. And 4 minus 8 is negative 4. So we have 5x cubed plus x squared minus 4. And look at that. It matches our original dividend. Awesome work. Long division with variables can be challenging at first. With practice, it will only get easier. To get some practice, you can check out this video, where we'll solve 3 polynomial long divisions together. And that's all for today. If you learned something or enjoyed this, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and share it with a friend who might be learning polynomial division. Now, keep working hard and keep learning. Thank you for watching.